Alright, welcome back to the series with Kazaghal. In this video, I will be continuing on and going for the in search of the excavation team. I don't think there was anything else I had planned, so I'm going to throw myself right into it more or less. I am going to be heading over to that, because that one, and definitely waiting on that quest, as we already know, and join the league are both over in that area, so it's going to be a good area to get started with. Couple things I do want to say though. Lunaeriel is still going, of course. I had so much time to record yesterday, but I only ended up recording a single game of somebody else. I think it was no, actually I didn't. Did I record anybody? I forget who I recorded yesterday. I think it might have been Arisandra. I can't. No, whatever. Doesn't matter. I had a lot of time yesterday. I didn't do much because I just was in a writing mood for it. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to go about this or what I'm going to do specifically, but there is now a new dungeon I would have loved to have Kazaghal go through, coming out in the next patch, called Frostbane Hovel. So I like the past character, unlike when I created Saverick, because I wanted him to go through Gilneas too, but I wanted him to go through Baelor. And I wanted him to go through the dungeons, but it kind of worked out to have Arisandra do one of them. I might create a second Kazaghal on the other realm, Ambershire. Just do a single stream to get him up to date for kind of thing. I'm not gonna do Craftmaster though for it, just because I will have other. I'd rather just have to be able to equip whatever I can to catch him up. But that way I can run him through Frostbane Hovel and then like put like a pause in that character. I'm gonna pretty much just say that it's gonna be pretty much like a remake of the Kazaghal, but I'm not starting the whole character over. I'm just gonna do a new version of him so I can run through that dungeon and then probably just let him sit there until the far future or something. But that's just an idea right now. I might not worry about it. The Frostbanes are not important to Kazaghal, so just for the sake of running the dungeon, I might just choose one of my other low-level characters. Yeah, and honestly, that's probably going to be what I end up doing, because I don't really want to create another Kazaghal on Turtlewell. Especially because, like, I'm going to be creating another one on Classicwell eventually, and then the future modern version, or whatever you want to call them, on Retail or one of the later expansions, so like he could be his shaman future self or whatever. But yeah, what was it? Here it is. So I'm probably not going to create a second character just to do it as Kazaghal, more or less, just because I do feel like I wouldn't really want to, just because I have so many other future characters with Kazaghal I'm going to want to get into eventually. If I remember right, I think they are up the cliff, whereas, yeah, all the stuff I have to fight is down here. Ooh, tin vein. Oh, I think that tin is on the other side of the mountain, though. But yeah, so what was I gonna say? Oh, so, but yeah, other than Kazaghal, which I think I already said everything I wanted to with him. So, my character in TBC is gonna keep going. Wow. Look at all these that just popped up. See the silver from here. This is gonna be a good area for mining. Not surprised. Usually these areas are good for that. Excavated areas, I should say, kind of like caves, but because they're open up to the air, it's easier.
What's on your mind?
Situation is severe. That much is for sure. When we uncovered these bones, it attracted the raptors. These filthy beasts killed my brother and trapped me here. Marin and the poor prospector up here. Oh yeah, I say me here. Whatever. Help clear the wetlands of these raptors, Kazaghal. Mottled raptors and mottled screechers are just west of the bluff. There, kill 10 of each if you can. That would be a good start to the vengeance I have planned for them.
Very good.
Welcome.
I'll start with Marin since that's a turn in right here.
How are you?
Is Benethil Harbor still in the dark about what has happened here? I need proof to report to that fool Grovug stationed in the mountains. You'll help, right?
Safe travels.
Thank the heavens you are here. It was horrible. We were uncovering some rare artifacts and we began to discover these large bones. Before we knew what was happening, these model raptors overwhelmed the dig site. Many lives were lost. Ormer here, so brave, saved the prospector and me. He defended us as we ran for shelter. Now we are trapped and our hard work lies in ruin. Here, take this note back to my sweet Terrell. It will explain the situation to him.
See you soon.
Report after report of raptors slowly moving against our dig site were ignored by that fool Grovug up in the mountains. He's had a comfy posting up in Dun Morogh and hasn't moved an inch, even though he's supposed to be here. I need some solid proof to give to him, right to his face, for some action to get done. What do I should do nicely? I have a bunch already. Yeah, a lot. Slay the beast down there and collect eggs from them. Bring those eggs to Grovug in the mountains of Dun Morogh to the southwest along the mountains.
Keep your feet on the ground.
I'd rather cook with them though, so I'm gonna just hope to get more. Just before the invasion, I uncovered a large tablet called the Goa's Stone. The translated text breaks off in 4 pieces. The text speaks of a divine plan and a doomed prophecy. I fear we are running out of time. I am too old to go down and brave those beasts, but you are strong. Scour the excavation site and uncover the 4 missing tablet fragments. Addons, Madur, Golmeneru. Search for them in the ancient artifacts or where the soil is loose. Bring them to me so I can begin unlocking the mystery.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Too bad I can't use those. Well, I can't use them at a period. Well, I can't use them period, but the main reason I can't use them is their cloth. Pretty much useless to me. I'm probably gonna read that later on. That's not until I go back to Menethil. So, I can't remember where I left off at. So with Lunaeriel, of course she's gonna keep going. I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna try explain what the future of that character is gonna be, but she and some other characters I have in mind are likely gonna play through the rest of the anniversary editions, with some of them having more of a focus on the certain expansions compared to the others. Did I just witness? I thought I saw Tin's still there. Yes, I know I'm pretty much ignoring the... Yes, that's what I want. Oh crap, I didn't. Whoops. Alright, let's see. Wasn't even thinking. I need to get my buffs up. Also, I think I might have leveled up on this character between the previous recording and this one, now that I think about it. So I think I was farming for the to level up cooking, which allowed me to make crockless gumbo, and leveling up crockless gumbo, the cooking enough to be able to use the future recipes, more or less. Okay, that should be a bit better. So yeah, with what I was gonna say though, the oh, this one's gonna die quickly. I know it's not that strong, but oh, actually, he actually is a little bit more worrisome than I thought. Because I didn't realize that. I just want to kill this one quickly so I can get the silver. Well, yeah. So yeah, sorry. I really wanted to focus on getting the kill zone so I could get to the silver. It doesn't look like I thought he might have been going for it, but when he turned around, I was like, okay, so he's not going for it, but I don't want to take any more chances. I'm gonna eat this too, so I don't have to hold on to it anymore. So, to finally get to what I was saying, Lunaeriel is going to go through most of the anniversary editions, pretty much all of them in general, because she is what is supposed to be the future or the present day of my warlock character, his or her story going forward. And I still have to play the origins character in general. Arisandra even is the later one, just because I don't think I was ever going to be able to change the character's race outside of disguisers, which honestly, I also created Arisandra without really thinking about this guys too much at the time. Just being impatient. Because honestly, Arisandra, I was supposed to start after the majority of these characters. She was going to be one of the last characters I was going to play. Just because of the, just so I could get some practice in, just get some more videos up, I get more people watching my videos, and so and also so I can get her story more figured out before I was gonna start recording her. Obviously, that did not happen even slightly because I got impatient, wanted to play a warlock character on Turtle WoW, and so I started playing her, which I don't completely regret, but honestly, part of the reason why I've been so all over the place now is because I was impatient, so not my best choice. Am I even killing the right ones anymore? Wormer's Revenge. I'm not even. These are what? Mottled Raptors and Screechers. West of the Bluff. So it's over here in Black Channel March. These aren't even the ones I'm supposed to kill yet. Alright, unless that's, yeah, that's not so. I wasn't even paying attention. This is what happens when I'm... Alright, yeah. Actually, I wonder if I could just skip over these hills. Because it feels like I can. Okay. Oh! I know it was a bit of a waste of retaliation. Don't really care too much, though. But yeah, so yeah, but that character is gonna be one of my main characters going forward. That was always gonna be my intention. However, and I decided this because originally I can't remember if I discussed it on the previous recording of Lunaeriel or what. That was closer than I would have liked. Let's back off here. Alright. But another character going forward who's, again, certain expansions will be better for her than others, is a return to Lunaeriel or Lunaeriel. So it doesn't mean I'm not gonna play my High Elf Paladin ever again. In fact, that character, even though it's pretty much just, you could pretty much say the High Elf Paladin here and the Blood Elf Paladin are the same characters, but the slight differences are that the High Elf Paladin is the character that stayed more. Why are you charging? The other one didn't even do that. That's why the other one must have called for help without me realizing it. Also, I did forget about the bandages too. So pretty much High Elf Paladin is gonna be the character who was good from the start kind of thing. Because as far as I consider it, the characters are slightly different because she never became a Blood Oath, or at least not the Blood Oath that is known. Whatever. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought a little bit, which is why I'm all over the place again. I'll let myself. Oh, give myself a second to collect my thoughts. Oh, I just did execute by mistake. I'll start off by talking about the Blood Elf character more. So the idea for that character was always in TBC when the character should have started in the first place, which obviously didn't happen. But now I can rectify that by starting her now. But I'll get to that in a second as well. She was always supposed to be more of a... Just like the rest of her race, she had a dislike towards the light for abandoning what she considers her race, her people in general, and just the living people in general in Azeroth, simply because of what happened to Modan as well. Yeah, I really am with my speech, my talking today. Gotta be careful. And for the extent of the TBC, it's like the final patch where the Sunwell is reignite with holy energy and holy and arcane energy. She's pretty much a retribution style paladin, focused on combat, killing all her enemies. Whereas you could say that once she is at the end patch, or at least starting with Wrath of the Lich King, and especially past Wrath of the Lich King, the way I look at it is TBC is her most aggressive phase. Whereas Wrath of the Lich King itself is kind of like a middle ground phase. She's still relatively aggressive, but she's dialing it back more. Oh, I did. I thought I heard him, bro. Yeah, back. Yeah, zoom out a little bit more. That's better. Wait, oh, I forgot I still have to kill Fang Creepers. I'm gonna do that in this recording too. And that's not gonna be my main focus right now, though. I'm gonna focus on the Raptors. And go from there. I'm actually gonna go keep going to the west. You know what? I don't want to fight here. You know what? I am gonna fight here, actually. So just remember, like, I can still use the meat. I was gonna use hamstring, which, well, I didn't get the meat anyway, so that was kind of a waste, but whatever. So she's gonna be a retribution paladin, focused, maybe with some holy points in her. I'm gonna put some points into the holy talent tree. It's simply because, for one, the first points are very good to put into holy, simply because you could straight up increase strength or intellect just right there, then and there. Well, two different paths, but still. But at the same time, I like the idea of adding a little bit of holy, but it's gonna be more the aggressiveness of it. It's gonna be the damage, trying to do more damage with holy magic in general, kind of thing. But retribution is gonna be her go-to for that one. Whereas come Wrath of the Lich King, I'll probably respec her into probably protection. I might keep her in retribution. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to figure that out as I go a little bit more. But after that, she's pretty much going to be a holy focus. She's going to be she might as well be a priest at that point. But I don't really want to change the character entirely, and I still want her to be a decent fighter than a priest would normally be. So she's gonna be a holy focus, maybe with some retribution or some protection. I'm not entirely sure which yet. Yeah. So that's gonna be over time, anyways. So to go back to the point about the fact that I wanted to start her, I'm thinking about starting her. I was on the fence because I barely played the High Elf Paladin, and not out of boredom. I just became focused on other things. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you now, TBC hadn't just came out, I would be playing that character probably. Well, not 100%, of course. Oh, okay. I thought the other one was a. I thought both of those were enemies, so I was gonna help him out, but he's good. But because I'm not entirely sure if or when I'll ever be able to play TBC again, and I don't want to miss this chance, because even on the original Lunaeriel, who was also a Blood Elf Paladin, that was during Wrath of the Lich King, in the later parts of it, from what I remember. And I don't want to miss out on that again, so I'm gonna be starting up a Blood Elf Paladin, which I think is fine. I think right now with TBC relaunching and being very popular, it's not going to be a bad idea to do it. It just means the biggest negative about the whole thing is just me starting up another character, which I've started up a lot of them. So I'm sure people want me to just focus on the characters I've already done. I've never been able to stick with one character forever, so that's why I'm just gonna create them when I'm in the mood for them. Generally, I am still holding to the fact that I'm not gonna create any more Turtle WoW characters for a while. Well, I say that. That's something else I can talk about afterwards, but it's better for me to talk about this on Arisandra. So if I do do a stream with her, which honestly I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be streaming before this video comes up, but if not, you can probably expect there to be a stream of Arisandra in the not Blasted Lands. I'll get to that as well in a second. But you can expect the stream of her very soon. So the reason why I said not Blasted Lands, because I went there. Well, I was gonna start the stream in Stranglethorn to turn the quests in, but while I was in Stormwind, I was like, wait a second. What if I still can't do the quests in Blasted Lands? And lo and behold, when I flew right there just to check out the quests, they were still all red. So at this point, I'm gonna try to get to at least level 50 before I try to go back there. So yeah, annoyingly, I'm not gonna be leveling on there for. No, I'm gonna be leveling. Sorry, I'm not gonna be leveling in Blasted Lands for this though. Oh, that's where Grobug is. Nice. I need one more raptor, but for now, this is good. But yeah, so Arisandra, right now I'm trying to figure out where she's gonna go. I decided against Feralus. As much as I like the idea of her going there, and there's not very many other characters that will be going there, especially not for a while, I just can't see the Night Elves taking her help. Like, I'm pretty sure they could sense fell energy pretty strongly, and even among one of their allies, they probably wouldn't be keen to have a warlock in their midst. I'm not sure. I could decide against that and just go for it, but I feel like it's a better fit to just have her go elsewhere. It still leads to some issues though. So there's other zones other than these three, but these three are probably the best because they are almost certainly going to get her to level 50. The other ones are Hinterlands and Cineris. Now Hinterlands has a similar issue, not quite to the same extent, but I feel like she can't really go to Hinterland. Working with the Wildhammer would be almost as bad as working with the Night Elves. But I have an argument. I can have an argument for why she would want to go there anyways, simply because of like learning from the forest trolls. But let me turn this.
Great to meet you.
I'm on important league business up here. They're saying these are from the Whelgar site. Really? I thought they were all overreacting down there, but if it's as bad as you say, then I'm going to have to write a report and get it to Ironforge as quickly as I can. What are you doing over here anyways? I would probably hate you too if I had to work under you.
See you soon. What can I do for you?
Wow, that you don't even have a follow-up. You're just going to write a report to Ironforge? Jesus Christ. Man, I would hate to have to work under someone like you. Anyways, so I guess I'm gonna head down to, since I already am going all over the place, I'm actually gonna fly over to, hang on, let me make sure. I'm pretty sure that is in
What can I do for you?
Menethil Harbor. I'm gonna start reading this up to them. Sorry. My dearest Terrell, excuse the haste with which this correspondence was written, but time is not a luxury we have. The dig crew was making significant progress unearthing important Titan artifacts, but we began to discover other ancient objects, specifically large bones. Not long after the bones were dug up, we fell victim to attack by raptors. The battalion of men from Longbraid's regiment fought valiantly, but ultimately they were overwhelmed. Nearly everyone perished, only 3 of us survived. A laborer by the name of Ormer Ironbraid proved to be most heroic, and he ensured the safety of myself and prospective Whelgar. Oh yeah, now I remember where you are. I already finished that. We now take refuge in a sheltered cavern, seemingly out of harm's way, but we are indeed trapped until a force can be sent to reckon with the raptors. Whelgar is trying to continue work, but I suspect he is still quite frightened. That is our situation, Terrell. Please, urge Longbraid to muster a rescue force at once. My love for you remains strong, even through this dire time. Marin.
Aye?
You're able to find Marin? Did she send word? Such horrible news. At least 3 of them survived, but when will the killing end? I long for the day when King Magni's subjects can live without fear.
Safe travels.
Yeah. Well, got those out of the way, I suppose. But yeah, so... actually, so what's left for this one? Obviously, Ormur's Revenge. I'm hoping that there's a follow-up to kill the raptors in the actual dig site. There's raptors all over the place. Go kill the ones that aren't here. This quest just doesn't make sense to me if there isn't a follow-up. It's like, kill all the raptors everywhere in the entire zone. That's what I can figure. That's what I can imagine him wanting me to do. But anyway, so Arisandra has to figure out where she's gonna go. Hinterlands is a good option. I just don't like. I'm still not sure about the idea of her working with the Wild Hammers. I think it's more likely than working with the Night Elves, but still. But the last one is a much better fit, at least in the sense of like they won't have a problem with her being around. Is the Goblins of Gudgetson being in St. in general. Which of the 3 zones, definitely my least favorite one to go to. It's a decently boring zone, but there are positives. There are still trolls, so her wanting to like learn like any kind of like dark magics that they have would be fine. But honestly, from what I remember, they're only in the northwest, and they're barely outside of their own dungeon, so they're barely part of it. Part of the quest thing, I mean. The other issue is just the fact that the well, I say issue. The other positive about the zone is that there are the not Silithid. I think Silithid is the ancient word for the bug peoples. I could be wrong though. No, the Kiers. No, I think they're called Silithids. Whatever. The bug creatures that are under the old god. Crap. Because the end game of Classic is probably my least recognized part of the game. I can't remember what old god is called. Yaxaron is definitely not him. He's all the way. That's the one all the way up in the Storm Peaks. Who was over there? Oh, whatever. I hate that I can't remember his name, or its name rather. But there's an old god in Silithus that is in charge of all the bug peoples that are from Silithus. And I don't think killing them would be very useful for Arisandra, especially because like she'd want to learn dark magic, yes, but she's not going to learn that from killing bugs. She would learn like the only like shadow magic or void magic or whatever you want to call it that she could learn would be straight from the Twilight Hammer, who are in Silithus but not in Cineris. So it's not a great fit. She'll just be trudging through another desert and going against enemies that I don't understand why she'd go against, but I gotta figure that out before I can stream her again. I might go back to Desolus again, but I don't know. Because the only other options weren't really working out. I already went through Gilneas, which I was hoping was going to be enough by itself, which I thought 3 levels was going to be in my defense. What was it though? Oh yeah, so I already went through Gilneas. I was thinking about maybe going back to Dustwallow, which could technically work. Because there were still some quests I hadn't done, but out of the quests in Theramore itself, there weren't very many, and I didn't really think it would be enough. So I figured, just from that alone, I figured out wherever it went would have to be a brand new zone for me. Oh, the silver's back. Okay. That's that one's a fast respawning one, like the one in Ashenvale that I found. You know, I'm gonna give myself a second because I have to turn this quest in anyways. Killing is dirty business, but you did your job well, Kazaghal. If I weren't obligated to stay with the prospector and Marin, I'd be down there shedding blood right alongside you. Now it's time to really make those dreaded raptors regret their bloodthirst. Just down below there are scores of mottled scythe claws and mottled razor maws. Make these rotten creatures pay by slaying 10 of each.
Watch, get her back.
Gladly. Sorry about that. Okay. Just making sure the music was actually on. Feels a little too quiet. What was it then? I think that's all I really had to say about Arisandra. I still need to figure out where she's gonna go, but more or less, like, she's gonna be streamed relatively soon, probably. Not today, of course, but I'm off tomorrow and the day after. Although tomorrow, and it has to be tomorrow if I don't go tonight, I'm gonna have to go down to the town to go get cat food in general, but the I'm probably gonna go shopping as well. So originally it was, if I could go tonight after work, then I'm not gonna go shopping just yet. I'd rather wait until Sunday when I get out early, or next week even. But if I have to go down for my cat food tomorrow, then I'm gonna be doing my shopping then too, because I don't want to have to drive back just to drive back down on another day off or something. I know what I'm trying to say, but it doesn't make sense. Sorry. Oh, the food buff. That's what they say. Miss. So Arisandra will be in the near future. I might stream her tomorrow or the day after. Both depends on what I end up doing tomorrow and what I end up, like, if I go anywhere. But primarily if I actually decide to play her or decide to go somewhere else. I mean, play someone else. Sorry. Oh, God. My talking wasn't very good the other day either when I was recording WoW. I feel like it's better today, but I was really out of it, and I'm still pretty out of it for some reason. Maybe I'm coming down with something. That's the only thing I can imagine. I do need to mine tin, because even though until I go back to the northeast or northern part of the zone, I'm not going to get iron much for a while. Which, iron I can only make so many stuff with, but right now, heavy stone is very useful to me for making the weight stones. But I made myself some coarse stones so that I could at least make up for the fact that I didn't have any more. And I already knew I was going to have more access to tin because of this, so... Oh. But yeah, so outside of Arisandra, who else do I want to talk about or need to talk about? I already talked about Lunaeriel. I'm not sure how much more I should talk about with her. I think I've already said everything I needed to? Question mark? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, no, I think I already said everything I wanted to, because primarily it was just about, like, the plans for the character, mostly. As well as why I was gonna be playing. Sure, no one's gonna really mind the fact that I'm playing another character. I guess like another thing for TBC was the possibility of doing a Janai, maybe 2 Janai, and that's still, there's actually a good chance of me doing at least 1 Janai, because I am thinking I'm gonna want to start up a female Janai character, and I'm probably gonna make her mage, which I'm hoping I'm gonna enjoy more in TBC. Guess I'll find out. But I might make her a shaman, and if I make her a shaman, I'm just gonna say she's my spiritual successor to Adgar at that point. Otherwise, if I make her a mage, I will probably make Adgar at some point. I'll figure that out as I go, though. that character is probably going to wait a little bit longer just because I'm not really in the mood to play it right now, but primarily because I want to play Lunaeriel and then probably set up Lunaeriel very soon. One of the reasons why I'm thinking about starting them all up relatively soon is just because it means I can probably play each of them now and again and get more rested experience up and going, so. But we'll see what I end up doing. Playing my warrior, I do miss when being able to aggro multiple mobs and not have to like panic the second I do. But still, I still enjoy playing my warrior more than you would expect. It's a pretty simple character to do, and because the fights are close, it does make it more exciting to me in that regard. I really need to stop using those potions though. Those are not good enough anymore. They weren't even really good enough when I sent them to him. So where's the one I missed? Neru fragment? Is it down here? So I know I got the two that were there. That one. My guess is there's one over here I didn't see. Let's make sure. Oh, no, that's part of the supports or whatever. There's definitely a spot I missed. It's called Neru fragment. I wonder if I saw it at some point, but because I got this, I'm just constantly distracting myself by talking, that I just passed it by without even realizing it. My guess is it's not over here, because there was two that close together than this one. Like, I highly doubt they would have those that close together in such a decent sized area. It has to be over here somewhere and I just missed it. Oh, soil, or where the soil's loose. It's probably soil that I'm looking for this one. Forgot about that one. None of the soil over here looks loose, though. I might have some other games coming up soon. I know I've said that a million times already, but I might even do Star Wars: The Old Republic. I'm still trying to figure out my second computer situation, so I might start some characters. If it's an MMO, I might primarily play on my second computer. I'm probably going to end up starting it on my primary computer, whereas save games like on Knights of the Old Republic are going to have to wait. I hate it when I don't get the effects off. It takes forever to kill them, and I take them over the duration I need to. Silver, wow, what was that? It's a wand, right? No, it's an offhand. Oh, what the? You must have respawned. Hey, an instant bleach. Nice. those also wore off. Let me get these back on. Does it help? It does suck I'm not fighting any humanoids right now, so I'm not gonna be. There's no chance of getting wool cloth, but it's fine for now. Did say loose soil though. I'm really curious where that's gonna be. Luckily, I still did kill plenty of these, so it's not too much of a worry yet. You missed a thunderclap? That's rude. I wonder if it was early on because it was because of how they hit it. Cause I can understand, because I can actually imagine that they would have hit it, sort of in a way. Wow. Okay. Bullshit when you could avoid my freaking overpowers. It's a little annoying. Because it'd be, if you see a bunch of items or objects that you're supposed to take from, like the like those or whatever. My brain is really not on this right now. My heart is, but that's about it. Oh gosh. All I'm trying to say is there might have been a spot over here to dig into, and because of how obvious these things are, it would have blended in much more easily. Thank you. That was nice of them. Doesn't seem like it is over here, though. Sorry, I'm kind of focusing on this right now just because I'm really wanting to figure out where the hell this thing is supposed to be. Yeah, and because my talking is, I'm just not thinking straight. Stop parrying my attacks for Christ's sake. How close am I? Oh, I still have to go one more level before I can even start putting into dual wield specialization. If that's even a good idea. I'm gonna eat more just because I feel like it's supposed to be in this area. Like, I have a hard time believing it's not. I have a very hard time believing it's not. Is it up higher maybe? Like over there maybe? But wait a second. There's a whole section I haven't been into yet. Is that why I haven't found it yet? Try climbing up and over. Even if it's not up here, which I don't think it will be, but who knows. I think there's a... Actually, this is a pretty easy path to get up here. So it probably is over here. Fuck. But whatever. Even if it's not, it's going to be a clear view over the entire area. So it'd be easier to find it probably. just bones. What about down here? Well, it's not an obvious way down, but let's see. Nope. Okay, so I kind of figured it wouldn't be on a ledge like this so far away from everything else, but... at some point I'm going to have to give up and freaking look online, but... I could always put a cut in the video, because I keep saying part of the reason why I do it the way I do is simply because I don't want to waste people's time. Oh. I don't want to waste people's time by constantly looking for something that could be found easily if I had an add-on. But I don't like using the add-on to find stuff. But I could put a cut in the video too, just come back in when I find it, which I think is what I'm going to do actually. Alright, starting it back up because it was over here somewhere. Which makes sense why I didn't find it. This is so far away from the rest of the excavation. Still having a hard time. Okay, let's just attack you second. Oh, is it right there? I just see something. Let's see. Here's one of the lower level raptors. The only one that's in this area, funny enough. Oh, right here. Jesus. Okay. This kind of blend in more. Alright, well now that's finally done. Alright. Yeah, I'll probably start doing that more in the future, because I don't like making people wait. Like, if it's a stream, I'll have to do it and just make people watch. But honestly, the streams are usually, I usually let go longer anyways. So, I don't think it's that problematic. But I still think it's a better idea to just, if I'm recording like I just was, and just cut the recording out and put in and just restart when I find what I'm supposed to be finding. Even without heavy, that way I don't have to do heavy edits later on either, just cutting down the travel time either. You did a bang up job of clearing out those raptors, Kazaghal. While you were down there, I happened to notice that one of those beasts stood out from the rest. He was bigger and more menacing. I bet he's the one who led the others here to cause a disruption to the dig site. I ask of you now one final task, Kazaghal. See to it that Sarltooth is brought to justice. And considering the gravity of his crimes, justice in this case means death. Bring me one of his talons as proof of his death. I ran around in there for so long, I don't remember seeing any named ones. Is he up top, maybe? Maybe that was the one that someone killed and I just didn't realize because I wasn't paying attention. Just thought it was a normal raptor. Could be.
How are you?
Have you uncovered the 4 fragments yet, Kazaghal? Ados, Mulder, Goldman, Neru. Ah, the ghost stone is complete. Fine work, Kazaghal. Fine work indeed. Now I can continue with the delicate translation of this Titan script. I can make out new words already. It says here, old gods, chained beneath the land. This is the beginning of something epic.
Be good.
I always forget that this part of the story that no one knows what the old gods are. Save the Night Elves, maybe. I can't remember if they knew what the old gods were. Or at least rather... So I know the Night Elves, after the Sundering, eventually went to war with the Silithids. But I don't think they ever discovered anything about the an old god in... What was it called? Ankaraj? Oh yes, okay, so they're definitely called Silithids, because the Karaji, I think, is also a word for another version of them, more or less. Oh. It's still opening up. It's so weird, though. Oh, we're missing each other a lot, aren't we? We're always getting a lot of silver, because it seems like I'm going to be able to get to that again. I'm pretty sure he's going to be up there. I saw someone kill a raptor up there and just figured it was a normal one. But he set up way, and it's the only one I didn't really check, so I think it's a safe assumption that he's up there. Again, if not, I can at least look down over everything else to make sure. Alright. Oh, this one's alive. Honestly, if I didn't see someone go up and down this so much, I probably would have missed the fact that there was a way up here. At least right away. Once I saw all the up airs, I would have been like, okay, maybe there's a way up there. I would have found it eventually. Come on, I don't want to get too close. I've been fighting enough raptors as is. The infested wound is a little annoying right now, but it's whatever. It hasn't been problematic yet. I haven't died yet. That's something. Yeah, there's Sorrel too. That's what I figured. No, this should have used that sooner. No, I'm not using you now. I don't think I'm fighting anything that's going to be as damaging as you this is recording. Yeah, because if I fight anything else, it's going to be definitely not you. Blisters on the land will be the other one I do. Because everything else kind of holds together a lot more, except for this one. This one's kind of standalone itself. But because the next recording could probably easily be the Dragon Maw. I might even go to the back to Loch Modan and try to see if I could do the go after whatever the bear's name was, but I don't think I will. It just feels like a waste of time other than just wanting personal revenge, which a dwarf would probably want to do, so maybe I'll think about it. But I can't really say that, oh, this bear killed me multiple times, he wants revenge, because like it's like in your universe, I'm pretty sure your character should not be dying and coming back. Unless he's a shaman with reincarnation, which even then, I think only like strong shamans, I would imagine, should be able to have that kind of ability. I wonder how classes would be limited story-wise. Obviously not in retail WoW anymore, because everyone's a hero. Yeah, everyone's a hero now, pretty much, and all powerful in retail. More or less, anyways. It feels that way. Also, and I know I'm probably going to say this a lot and complain a lot whenever I do go back to retail, especially when I start catching up on expansions. Like, everything just seems overly dramatic and, like, bad. Like, I don't want to say bad voice acting, because that really would be an insult to the people that are voice acting the characters. But they just seem too excessive. It's like someone purposely drawing out too much, I don't know. Drawing out their words too much kind of thing. Sorreltooth dead? Have you redeemed the memory of the fallen? Thank you, Kazaghal. Your efforts here will not be forgotten. Many innocent dwarves died at this site, simply doing their jobs. The vengeance you deliver to those evil creatures should make them think twice before attacking King Magni's subjects ever again. I don't think they're gonna care or learn, but whatever you say.
Be good.
What I want is you. Alright, so that's the raptors done with. I'm going to go on to the blisters of the land, which should level me up to 28, which will be nice. But yeah, no, I'm not talking about the voice actor specifically. Like, I think it's just the writing being poor. Like, forget just like the amount of retcons they're doing. It's just the stories are just too exaggerated. The lines are too exaggerated. Like, I keep seeing advertisements for World of Warcraft because ever since I started recording again and playing more WoW and TBC at that, I've been getting so many advertisements, and I've seen a couple of videos as well for like Midnight specifically, and it's like I like some things that I see, but it's like the amount of how dramatic they all are. That doesn't sound like, I say dramatic. It doesn't sound like authentic is what I should be saying. It doesn't sound authentic. Like Legion sounded good from my memories. I don't even think BFA sounded bad. I just didn't really like where the story went with that one. I can't remember. I don't know what expansion. I would say it's either, I think it was Dragonflight, maybe even Shadowlands. Like it just didn't sound authentic. It didn't. Oh, I say authentic. I don't know the right word. Right way to say that. Everything just doesn't sound good. It sounds like too exaggerated, too much. I don't know. I'm definitely noticing it a lot with. I noticed it with the War Within, and I definitely noticing it with Midnight. Obviously, that's what the whole reason I'm talking about it. But I'm pretty sure I also saw it with Dragonflight too. It was just too much. And again, I don't blame voice actors on that. I blame the writing, because that's how. And because if that wasn't how World of Warcraft wanted it, they would have just had the voice actors redo it until they liked it. So obviously they liked that. That's what they were aiming for. I feel like even if I were to go even when I do get it to retail, even if I try to do something I like, I'm just gonna laugh just hearing them talk, or just face palm kind of thing. Whoa, Fen Dweller, someone's minion. These Fen Dwellers have minions. Fen Lord. Wow. Okay. Well, the Fen Lord isn't what I'm going for. My guess is I'm gonna be told to kill him sooner or later. So let's look at this quest to get a better idea. The thing that's annoying is that I know they're along the waterways and that they are invisible, more or less. So pretty much I'm trying to look for the waterways that are seemingly empty, and not because players killed them. More raptors. Well, I've had my fill of raptors right now, so I'm good. I'm also going back and forth still about where I want my Kazaghal's family to be from. I started writing like a story or a background story or whatever for the character, because I thought I decided on it, but then it was like, I still feel like Loch Modan would be a better fit. So I started talking about how his early life or whatever, how his home was like along the cliffs of Wetlands, just looking over the land itself. And I really liked it at the time, and I still do. And it wasn't, I say at the time, this is literally like in the last week. But I started thinking about it, I was like, I think I like the idea of the character's family going to the Wetlands from southern Loch Modan to go hunting sometimes. I don't know, I'm just very back and forth about what I want, what I would like to decide on. Let's see. Yeah, it's just the waterways. I'm just trying to. I know I already said that, but I just want. I triple check things a lot just because I feel like I miss a word now and again. Because one little word could be enough to be like, oh, that's why I'm not finding them. I'd rather fight the Croclos than. Oh, glad that I have it. Sort of. I don't want to fight anything. Mate, how does missing not build up rage? If I was to like swing my weapons and just keep missing, I would get so aggravated that my rage would definitely be building. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I feel like rage should be built by missing. Because that honestly I feel like would be a good buff for warriors, because having a harder time loving. It's like, oh, they miss a lot? Well, that's gonna build their rage too, so hopefully that will help them along. Yeah, it's like it's a standalone mechanic, so I mean, it's standalone mechanic. It's the only class that uses. No, the bears use it. I forgot for druids. Oh, this is getting I think I just want to go more east because I know these guys are fairly easy to. There's one finally. Oh right, I forgot. You're more humanoid, but you're still an element, so you're not gonna draw the wool. Unfortunately. Okay, so sorry. This should be good then. You don't have track hidden or invisible or whatever. Who has track hidden? Is it just hunters or do rogues do it too? Forget. I don't know. Eventually, I'm gonna probably play Midnight. I feel like it's having an expansion for the Blood Elves is that's focused on their lands would be a good one for the future Lunaeriel. But at the same time, I might just get bored of playing retail by the time before I can even get to Midnight, which would be very sad. But another place is like Dun. What was it called? Whatever the place was that took place during War Within, the setting of the War Within. That would be a good place for Kazaghal, I think, too, to go through. But I don't know.
Oh, do I have a deal
I
for
get
you?
that World of Warcraft obviously
me.
needs to keep putting out expansions because otherwise the current setting is gonna get too boring. There's not gonna be enough to do. Obviously, the game will definitely die down from just that. But I said this a million times, but I just do not like how the story's been. Legion changed a few things, and I dislike that. But overall, I like the expansion. But since then, I could not stick with the game. Classic, other than classic-wise, I mean. Classic is always gonna be fun to me. If World of Warcraft ever dies, I'm still gonna be playing private servers at that point. And by dies, I mean like they shut down the official servers all shut down, kind of thing. If I didn't hear that sound, I would have completely missed that. And I'm still trying to make freaking elemental bleed. Nope, I accidentally used execute. Oh well. I do primarily want to go southeast. I'm not sure if they'll be down there because that generally is the easier part of the map. Oh. Alright, I still want to fight this one, so I'm going to fight both. They're both fairly weak anyways, so... Jesus, it's already been almost half an hour just for that. I was hoping I was going to be able to finish up blisters on the land easier than that, but... Because I don't have a way to make more. I think I already used up all my wool cloth, unfortunately. So, I'm probably... And I don't really want to restart that one, because even though I do have quite a few still... I'm gonna be doing it for like 20 minutes, and if I have to journey anywhere, it's gonna waste down more. I don't really like that idea. Oh, here's one. Again, I keep doing that. Hey, I love being stupid. Alchemy. Minor magic resistance? What can I, Oh, hang on a second. I could have sold stuff to the goblin back there. He's not that far. For now, just in case I miss it or forget, I'm gonna definitely throw something out, though. Don't like the idea of throwing any of these out. not gonna be fighting any more raptors, so that I'll come back for the earth root if I can, but I'd rather just sell this stuff. Then come back. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'm alone in that. Maybe I'm just too critical of the newer expansions. Just come as someone that likes the older ones in general, because like I think people can like the lore that they come out with still, even if and be accepting more of the retcons, but I just can't accept them. It's like, because in the end, no matter if you love the current lore, well, if World of Warcraft goes on long enough, that's going to be retcon itself too, probably, just so they can keep the story going. Now, again, I know it's kind of a necessity to keep the story going, so I'm trying not to. So I really shouldn't be too harsh, but like, I don't know. At some point, the story's just not gonna be. Well, the story isn't really fun to keep up with anymore. They already defeated all the large threats more or less right now. Now they're just having some random freaking. I don't even know what she's supposed to be. Well, it's supposed to be. So I know that. Xal'atath, I think, is the name of the entity. But considering that is just like, it's not even an old god, it's just a lesser being than an old god. It's like, how are people that have fought old gods, Sargeras, and freaking just so much stronger beings having a hard time attacking a freaking dark. I have to say entity. There's no way to describe it really. I know all it's doing is possessing the corpse of an elf that the Shadow Priests had to kill on their journey to get their artifact back in Legion. It's like, it's such a side character. I like that they made it more important. I should really just say her, because at this point it's a her. I think it was a her to begin with too. I think they decided that despite the void probably should just be considered it at that point, because they're not the same beings. They still kind of just assign a gender at that point. What was it? I like that they gave Xal'atath more importance, but I think they're pushing it too far at this point. Alright, I need to go back west. I'm not going to be fighting anymore down that way, I don't think. Because I don't think Xal'atath should have been this powerful at this point. I don't know. I don't keep up with the story, so I don't know how much Xal'atath has empowered herself at this point. All I really know is that she was a entity bound to a dagger that had its own will, more or less, and could abandon whoever wielded it. And then the entity, with the priest's help, freed itself and possessed the body of a elf. Again, an elven corpse. And but since then, she probably empowered herself. I just don't know, but I just can't imagine her being as strong as an old god at that point. And I know there's stronger beings than old gods as well. Get back ready. That's what I figured. I don't know. But the other reason why it bothers me that they focus so much on Xal'atath is there are so many other artifacts from that game, from that expansion, that I'm like, you could probably use those creatures more by now. And I don't mean them as artifacts. So I mean, what was it? Satael, the Deadwind Harvester? That weapon hasn't been seen in an age. Like, there hasn't been any mention of it, and it's actually even said that, well, the only mention of it has been that the person that had it still has it, probably. And it's like, really? So that person should actually be a threat. Possibly. I like the idea of... Deadwind Harvester was my favorite of the Warlock artifacts. Not that I ever got it myself. I didn't play Legion enough at the time to actually... I didn't play Legion at all. Oh! It did the same thing it did last time. Jesus. wonder if there's another one in this water. I doubt it. Water's not thick enough, deep enough either. But yeah, I don't know why I said thick enough. I meant wide enough, big enough. Is there more waterway? Yeah, there actually is a waterway to the north of here. But yeah. I just feel like they could bring in whoever has Deadwind Harvester or Satael itself got unleashed from the scythe. I feel like that would be a decent threat if they're gonna just say these random beings inside of these artifacts are big enough threats to be considered the main antagonist kind of thing. But it's not just Satael or whoever has the Deadwind Harvester. There's also Eluneth itself, who is an arcane being, although generally, like, that one I see less as a enemy, and I could probably see it being more of a being that could help you out kind of thing. Against maybe one of the other artifacts. And those are the ones I know best. I'm sure there's gonna be I'm sure there's other artifacts that have very independent beings on that are, well, independent beings that are very sapient themselves, could become an antagonist or an enemy themselves kind of thing from the other artifacts. I don't know for sure, but I feel like it's a missed opportunity to be focusing on Xal'atath too much, because you could even if you're saying they're just trying to draw what they can from it, and that's what they're going to do with the others when they start announcing, oh, now this one's the enemy. Yeah, all I will think is like, well, how much are you going to draw this one out more than you need to? That's two more artifacts that they can make use of later on, probably. But there's also the whole freaking, like, they touched in on the light not being inherently good, just being a good ally against the Fel and Shadow in general. So at some point the light is going to be an enemy, and certain races are going to have to probably reflect upon themselves if they are going to be that, like, connected to it. But I'm not sure they'll ever make the light an enemy, because at that point, the Lightforged Draenei, I don't think could be a possible race that someone could play as and not be on that side. The Draenei themselves are one thing. They might be very connected to it, but I feel like if the light turn against the living, some Draenei would definitely probably turn against the living aside with the Naru and the light in general. At least I could see them, like, staying on the side of good. But still, like, at some point the light's gonna be the main antagonist. Probably the Naru specifically. There'll be some evil ones. Because more or less the Burning Legion is taken care of, except for some, like, threats, like I said. Like, if they decided to pull Xal'atath with the Deadwind Harvester. Yeah. Like, it's not that they have no interest in those kind of enemies. I just hated all the retcons they've done with the game over time, and as well as just everything just sounds too over dramatized. Like, don't get me wrong, like, in a movie or a book, there needs to be drama in the first place, but there does come a point where it's just too much, and you need to keep some level of realism to it. I feel like, anyways. I could be wrong there. I don't know. But regardless of that, of my thoughts on that, I still just feel like they need to do some more enemies, because I thought Xal'atath was supposed to be the main enemy of the War Within, but now she's still around apparently in Midnight, so I don't know what's going on there. Having the darkness or the void be an enemy was definitely something that was foreshadowed for a while anyway, and I like that they're focusing on that. But they should focus more on the higher beings from the void. They might be doing that. Again, I'm talking from someone that hasn't played, just from someone that knows a few things about what's going on and has seen, like, advertisements. And I just keep seeing Xal'atath, so I have to say that she's just escaping her fate somehow, and is still an enemy. Is still a main threat. But whatever. Man, I really want to get this quest over and done with. I'm not bored, but I only have so much time, and I was hoping to do something else before I go to work. Some more writing specifically. I just don't know what. That's why I'm being very non-specific there. There's supposed to be one fen dweller over here somewhere. My phone was giving me a reminder, but for some reason it lit up from a reminder hours ago. That for some reason I didn't even set to go off today. It was set for yesterday, and it did go off yesterday, but for some reason it's like it keeps learning about it. Maybe I did something weird with the settings in that one. I'm just gonna go north. I need 2 more, and there's always 2 over here. I say always. It could still be needing to respawn. Yeah. I don't know. At some point, I'm gonna catch up on the retail expansions. But classic and certain servers like Short of While are gonna be my primary way of playing World of Warcraft in the future. To get off of that subject, because I feel like I'm at this point just reiterating myself to a little too much. So. For a game I might play Star Wars: The Old Republic. I did mention I was going to be playing that already too earlier, but to be a little bit more specific, what I'll probably end up playing is Jedi Shadow, but I'll have to look into that. I might play Sith Assassin instead. There we go. Alright. How long has this recording been going? 30 minutes? Considering that both times I put coarse weight stones on have went out in the potion of ogre strength, I'm pretty sure I'm decently over an hour. Probably like an hour and 12 minutes at this point. Especially by the time I end, it'll be at least 15 minutes, 20 minutes after this hour. This land is soothed by your efforts, and for this I will grant you a boon. Oh my god, I forgot about Fido Blade. I remember finding out a WoW had a long time ago. A sword that requires herbalism to be at a certain level is so interesting. Alright, now the next level, and I'm going to be putting my character back into try to get some rested experience on him, but for now I am going to head back to... There's actually no quest for me to turn in. I could actually have just ended the video here, but oh well. Since I'm already hurt, I might as well end it in off camera. I'll probably go back to Ironforge, sort my bag space as always. Figure some stuff out. I do want to get some wool cloth for coarse weight stones or something, but I'm not sure. I'll figure that out too. Also, I'm going to be learning some new abilities, so yeah, I'm definitely going to go Ironforge at some point, but I'm not doing it this morning. I want to give myself some time to do whatever else I want. Alright. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry if I ranted a little too much about the modern expansions. I had plenty to talk about at the very least, I guess. I don't know. I am looking forward to checking out some of the new expansions. Certain aspects of them have interested me. Like, even though I didn't like the idea of the War Within too much, I did love the idea of it being deep underground. So in the far future, whenever I do play my the future version of Kazaghal, who is a shaman, I will definitely be going through there. And honestly, that's probably gonna be the first character through there, because as much as I like my warlock, I don't know how much of that expansion my character would like to go through, because that is just a big wild card to me at that point. But deep underground is such a dwarven thing, and the earthen were also made playable in that expansion. But whatever, that's in the probably very far future. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't get to that expansion for another year or so. But yeah. Alright, well, again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.